Welcome students. Today we are going to understand the omission of articles. Understanding about where the article is omitted or it needs to be omitted is also very important as the importance of using the articles a and the. A and the. So today we are going to understand the omission of articles. So let's understand in which situations it is omitted and why it is required so. Article, when a noun is used, when a noun is used in a general sense, in a general sense. When a noun is used in a general sense, then we don't use the article. For example, man is mortal. Man is mortal. Honesty is the best policy. So here we are using no article before these nouns. Why? Because we are saying some general thing. Okay, it is used here generally. Now the second case. Article is omitted when it is used with some material noun. Okay, material noun. What are material nouns? Material nouns are those with which something can be made. Okay, so let's understand. Before the material nouns, there are so many material nouns with which you can make something like wood, like metals, okay, like paper, plastic, so many things are there. So we will just understand a few examples. Example, she has invested a lot in gold. She has invested a lot in gold. So what is gold here? Material noun. Example, paper has become quite expensive. Paper has become quite expensive. This is also material noun. Now third case, before plural nouns, when they indicate the whole class. When these nouns indicate the whole class, such plural nouns, before such plural nouns we will not use any article. For example, cows are gentle animals. Another example, monkeys are naughty by nature. So here we are talking about the whole class. That's why we will not use article when they are in plural. Okay. So I hope you have understood these three conditions when we don't use any article. When noun is used in general sense, before material nouns and before plural nouns. Now we will understand some other situations, some other conditions where we don't use any article. So let's understand. Understanding the omission of article is a must for understanding the good skill, understanding the communicating, the skill of communication, how to communicate. That will be learned only if you know in what situations the article is omitted. So let's understand these situations. Next one. This is the fourth one. Article is also omitted when we are talking about the dinner, when we are talking about the meal, when we are talking about the breakfast. So, before breakfast, dinner, lunch. Before breakfast, dinner and lunch, we don't use it. Example, she invited me for dinner. We will have breakfast. We will have breakfast in the morning. We will have breakfast in the morning at 8 a.m. You can specify the time. So these two are the examples. The next condition is that article is also omitted before the name of the diseases. When diseases are mentioned, for example, before diseases like malaria, bird flu, there are so many diseases. Example, plague has spread in the whole city. Plague has spread in the whole city. Many people have died of cholera. Okay. Now the next one. Before days, before months and before seasons, we don't use any article. Before days, months and seasons, article is omitted. Example, we will meet on Sunday. We will meet on Sunday. Spring is the most beautiful season of the year. Spring is the most beautiful season of the year. So here you can see that before Sunday we don't use it and before spring we don't use the article. So I hope you have understood these situations. Before breakfast, dinner and lunch we will not use it. Before the name of month, days and seasons we will not use it. Before the name of diseases we will not use the article. Now let's proceed further. Article is omitted in certain type of phrases also, and before the name of languages and before the name of certain branches of knowledge, or we can say subjects. So let's understand what are these. This is the seventh one. Before languages and branches of knowledge. And branches of knowledge, we don't use it. Example, Hindi is spoken by a majority of Indians. Hindi is spoken by a majority of Indians. Physics is a popular subject. Physics is a popular subject. So here you can see that before the branch of knowledge, that means the subject, and before languages we don't use the article. The next thing is before in phrases, in certain phrases, in phrases means in certain phrases these are not used. For example, to take to heart, to go to bed, to go to meet father, to talk to parents, to set foot on. There are certain these are the certain phrases where article is not used. These were somewhat longer phrases. There are some shorter phrases also where we don't use any article. What are these? In some other phrases also, like on foot, with pen, behind a tree, by bus, by train, on paper, so these are the certain examples. So before we proceed further, let's have a look. Before languages and branches of knowledge, we omit the article. In certain phrases, Some longer phrases are there and there are some shorter phrases. In both type of phrases, we don't use the articles. Any of the article is not used. Now let's proceed further. Let's understand some other situations where articles are omitted. So let's see. With close relations like mother, father, brother, sister, we don't use any article. Articles are omitted. With close relations like mother, father, brother, we don't use sister. Okay? Sister, we don't use the article. Okay? Example, father is coming. Father is coming. It means my father. Sister is cooking the food. It means my sister. Now here you need to understand that if you see that article is used before these close relations, it means they don't indicate your father, your sister. You just see the example. Here you note. The father is coming. Not your father. Not your father. If it is written the father is coming, if somebody says the father is coming, it means the person who is saying this, who is coming is not his father or her father. It is the indication to another person, that person may be his or her friend. If suppose two friends are standing and one friend says the father is coming, it means not his father but his friend's father is coming. Okay? Similarly, the sister is cooking the food. It means that this sister is not your sister. Okay? This sister might be the sister of your friend. This sister might be the sister of somebody, okay, who is sitting near you, who might be some stranger, some neighbor, like that. Okay. So I hope you have understood the use. Now we will understand one example in which you will see when the article is omitted, it changes the meaning. Okay. So let us see how it happens. Note, when we omit the article, how the meaning changes. For example, he is sitting in the front of the car. And then there is another sentence, he is sitting in front of the car. In front of the car. There are two sentences. In one sentence, you will find the article used before the front, and in another it is missing. So the meaning is different in both these cases. He is sitting in the front of the car means he is inside the car, inside, but in the front seat. And in this, it means he is standing before the car. Okay? It means outside. Outside and before. Okay? So this is the difference. Now we will proceed further and understand quickly one more important condition. Okay? With some examples. One, two more important conditions. Okay? So let's understand. Just a while ago, I told you when article is used before close relations, it gives you one meaning. When it is not used, then it gives you another meaning. The same thing happens. You just see another situation in which article is used, and when article is not used, how it changes the meaning. Note. He goes to school. He goes to school. Ram goes to hospital. He goes to school. Ram goes to hospital. Here, no article is used here. Okay, before hospital, before school, it means he goes to school as a student. And he goes to school as a patient. Why? Because school is meant for studying and hospital is meant for the patients, for getting cured, for getting the treatment. So Ram goes for the usual purpose for which hospital is made. Similarly, he goes for the usual purpose for which the school is made. That means as a student and as patient. Okay. But suppose we use the article, then what will happen? You just see. This is the one situation and see another situation. He goes to the school and Ram goes to the hospital. So what is the difference? Here he is going to the school but not as a student, as a teacher, teaching staff. He may be a sweeper, he may be a peon, but certainly not as a student. Similarly here, Ram goes to the hospital. He is going there in the capacity of a doctor, as a ward boy, as a nurse, okay, as a compounder, but not certainly as a patient. So this is the situation. You understand the difference as doctor, nurse, okay, ward boy, like that. Okay. Now this was one important note, and another important note you understand. Here we will understand the repetition of the article and their omission. Repetition. When the article is repeated, repetition of article. When the article is repeated, then what happens? For example, he has a black and a white dog. It means two dogs. Here article is repeated before black and before white. It means it is a reference to two dogs. And if I say he has a black and white dog, it means one dog which is having black and white spots. So This is the example. In the same way you can say the poet and the writer are coming. It means two persons. If you say the poet and writer is coming, it means one person. So repetition of article means two, and if article is used only once, it means one person. It is indicated. So I hope you have understood the different situations in which we don't use the article. So knowing the use of articles is important. In the same way, understanding the omission of articles is also equally important. So I hope you have enjoyed and your learning has grown after all this discussion. So our class has come to the end. If you are a regular student, you recommend the channel to your friends. But if you are a new student, then you subscribe the channel and keep watching. Thank you.